Hello everyone, my name is Ayush Iyer and welcome to my channel again. In today's video, we will see how to balance a chemical equation. Now, we all know that a chemical equation means a chemical reaction where we react two reactants and we get a product. And expressing such a chemical reaction in terms of equations means like Fe2SO4 plus, we will learn about that later also, but I have also made a video on this topic. You can get that video in the I button up, so do check out that video to understand this video more betterly. And this equation can be expressed in terms of words. In terms of words means like the name of the chemical compound or by its respective symbols. Like if we take ferrous or I, which is commonly known as iron, this ferrous can be written in its symbols as Fe. Means this is its symbol and this is the name in words. This is the name in words and the respective symbol is this. Means like sodium, it can be written as Na. This is its symbol and this is the word. This is in words and this is in symbols. So this is what is known as a chemical equation, and now we will learn how to balance such a chemical equation, and we will also learn that what does it mean by balancing a chemical equation and what does it mean by an unbalanced chemical equation. So now let us see what is a balanced chemical equation. Balanced chemical equation means if we take any chemical reaction, then the reactants means the chemicals or the elements which react to each other and give a particular other or which gives result or which results in a new element is called the product. So the number of atoms in the reactants and in the product, if they are same, then it is called a balanced chemical equation. You can learn in detail about reactants and products in the chemical reactions and equation videos which I have put in YouTube. You may see that in the I button, so do check that video too. So now let's take an example. Let's take a simple example like 2Ag. 2Ag means silver, Ag is silver, plus 2HCl means hydrochloric acid gives us 2Ag Cl2, not Cl2, 2AgCl, sorry, plus H2. So here if you clearly see that this is silver, this is hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid, it's a type of acid, a strong acid. This and after means these are the reactants. Means these two react and give rise to two new elements and which are called as products. These are the products. Okay. So if this gives rise to silver chlorides and hydrogen gas. So if you carefully see that here the silver, that is Ag, has two number of atoms. Here the Ag has 2 atoms and here also Ag has 2 atoms. So you can see that silver on these two cases have the same number of atoms. So here you can see that silver is balanced in this equation. Another compound like means you can say that H, that is hydrogen, here H is 2 means the hydrogen has 2 atoms and here also hydrogen has 2 atoms. Here hydrogen has 2 atoms. So we can even say that hydrogen is also balanced in this chemical equation. And if you carefully see that this 2 also applies to H and also applies to Cl, that is also applies to chlorine. So and if you carefully see that here also chlorine is 2 and here also chlorine is 2. So chlorine is also balanced in this equation, that is it too has the same number of atoms in both the reactant and product sides. So you can simply say that this equation is balanced chemical equation. If I simply remove 2 from here, if I simply remove 2, I simply write HCl, then I need to balance this equation, because if you see that here H is only 1 and here H is 2. Moreover, here C is 1 and C is here 2. Here chlorine has 2 atoms and here chlorine has only 1 atom. So here I will need it to balance it, and thus it will become an unbalanced equation. Unbalanced equation, which is nothing but an equation which doesn't have the equal number of atoms on both the sides. So this becomes an example for unbalanced equation, and this, if I add 2 here, then this becomes an equation example for balanced equation. Now let's simply see how to balance any given unbalanced equation easily. So now here we will learn how to balance any given unbalanced equation. We all feel that balancing an equation is a tough task or a complicated work, but if we just follow these 4 steps, then we can do this work easily within seconds. So let's start without wasting time and see how we can balance any given chemical equation. So let's see what is the unbalanced equation. So the unbalanced equation is NaOH plus H2SO4, which results or which gives the product as Na2SO4 plus H2O, which is nothing but NaOH means sodium hydroxide. NaOH means sodium hydroxide, and H2SO4 means sulfuric acid. If you see SO4, then that means sulfur, and H2 means if any compound is with hydrogen, that means is being created as an acid, sulfuric acid, and then this will give result to Na2SO4 means sodium sulfate, and H2O, which we all know it's water. Okay, so these are the chemical compounds which we have to balance. If we carefully see that this is not balanced, so the first step which we have to follow is that we have to write down the unbalanced equation, whichever the unbalanced equation is. We have to just copy it down. It's like NaOH plus H2SO4, which gives rise to Na2SO4 plus H2O. We have to just simply copy the given unbalanced equation. No need to do any changes, and the only change required is that if the equation is given in the form of sodium hydroxide plus sulfuric acid gives rise to sodium sulfate plus water. If it is given like this, then you have to convert it down to the symbol form. You have to convert down. If the unbalanced equation is in the form of word form, then you have to just convert it into symbol form. Means the form which consists the symbols of the same equation which is given in the word form. So if you have been given it in the symbol form only, then no need to change it. Just copy it down as it is. So now we will proceed to the second step. So now the second step, or the step 2, is that we have to check the number of atoms. Means, as I showed earlier, the number of atoms of both the sides, that is the reactant side and the product side. Now the best way to do this is to make a table like this and make 2 columns, the reactant column and the product column. And what you have to do is nothing but simply write the names or the symbols of the elements. Means like Na. Now don't take this Na as N and A, they are the same. And how to judge this is that if any element is given any element starts with a capital letter, and if it is followed by a small letter, then these two are a single element. But if you see, so this can be considered as a single element. But if you simply see that O and the next element H are both capital and not small. So that means that O is a separate element and H is a separate element. So this is how you judge that if whether two alphabets are of same element or of different. So here you can simply take NA, O, H and S, and if you carefully see that these four are the only elements visible, that is Na, O here is here also, H is here also, and S. So these are the only four elements. So now let's carefully see how many elements does each of these, how many atoms does each of these elements has. If we carefully see that Na has only one atom, O has one here and four here, that means it has 5 in total. H has one here, 2 here, that means it has 3 in total. And finally S has only, that is sulfur, has only one element. Now let's jump on to the product side. Now you can see that the products will also have the same elements, but they will form different compounds. Compounds means the mixture of two to more than one or two elements or more than that elements together, which forms a compound. So you can see that Na is here also, that sodium is here also, oxygen is here also, hydrogen is here also, and sulfur is also here. So these are the same elements which are being followed in the product side also, but the atom number may be different. That is Na has 2, O is here also and here also, that means 1 here and 4 here, that means 1 plus 4 is 5. H is here only, no other hydrogen, so it has only 2, so 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 S only, so we will be taking here 1. So if you carefully see that the number of atoms in the reactant side and the product side are different. Here sodium has 1 atom, 2 atom. Here oxygen has 5 atom, 5 atom. Means not compulsory that all the elements will have different number of atoms in the product side. Some elements may be having different number of atoms in the product side. So that is what we have to make similar, so that we can get a balanced equation. So here you can simply say that this equation, given equation, is an unbalanced equation by just simply showing the number of atoms. So now we will be looking how we can change, or how we can bring the given unbalanced equation to a balanced equation. So now the third step is to correct the number of atoms on both the side, means on the reactant side and the product side. Means we have to make both the number of, means we have to see that these number and this number is same for all that elements. So that's actually a simple process. And also we have to, once we corrected this also, we have to side by side correct in the equation also. So that's actually a simple process. Now let's start that. Now if you see that Na is here, that is sodium here, and on the product side is different, that is Na on reactant side is 1 and on product side is 2. So if we simply multiply 2 here, we can get 2 here. So we can see that the number of atoms on both the side of sodium has become same. So for that I will add 2 here. But if you carefully see, because I can't write 2 here, so this will make a different element, Na2OH, that is an element which is not practically possible, not practically existing, but still we can't change here, but we can do the changes here. Never, and also it's a rule that in balancing a chemical equation you should not at all give the number to the single element. If you want to change the number of element, you have to do the changes in the whole compound, not only to the single element. So that's a rule which we have to follow. We can't break that. So now we can put the number of number 2 on to the whole compound. So if you carefully see that Na, that is sodium, is balanced, but this can also make changes in O and H. That is, O here is 5, but if we take it 2, if we take 2O, if we take 2, consider 2 for O, oxygen also, then this will become 2O, and 2 number of atoms of O and 4 atoms of oxygen will make it not 5, it will make it 6. So, or else you can write 5 here, which will result in 6 plus 1, it will give us 6. So you can see that oxygen is disturbed, and the balance in oxygen, which was 5 here also and here also, has now become 6 here in the reactant side and 5 on the product side. So we can and also not only to the oxygen, it will also make changes in hydrogen, because 2 will be also applied to hydrogen. So 2 hydrogen plus 2 hydrogen here also will make it 4 hydrogens, not this one, 4 hydrogens. So here hydrogen is disturbed to hydrogen is also disturbed, so here 4 hydrogen and here 2 hydrogens. So if you carefully see that if we just make 2 hydrogen here, if we just multiply 2 number of hydrogen here on the product side, that is to this one, it will become 4. So and this is also balanced, so I can simply write as 2 here, but 2 this will disturb this, will make this correct, but oxygen will also be disturbed, that is 2 oxygen plus 4 oxygen will make it 6. So 1 extra will be added, that is 6. So that's actually a miracle that by adding 2 here, oxygen is not disturbed but it is getting balanced. So this way you have balanced both the equations. You can see that 2 is here, the sodium has 2 atoms on the reactant side also and on the product side also. Oxygen has 6 atoms on the reactant side and on the product side also. 4 atoms of hydrogen in reactant side and 4 atoms of hydrogen on product side, and 1 atom of sulfur and 1 atom of product, 1 atom of sulfur on both reactant and product side. So you can simply say that this equation is balanced. Now we will proceed to step 4. So now let's have a look on the step 4 also. And the step 4 is nothing but to write the balanced equation, means the unbalanced equation which we have balanced in the step 3, we have to just write it back the step in the step 4, means we have to write the balanced equation in the step 4, which is nothing but 2NaOH plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus 2H2O. So this is the balanced equation which we wanted. We had to balance this unbalanced equation, which we have done by the simple process of 4 steps. So if you to follow these 4 steps, you can also balance any given chemical equation. So that's all for today. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and there will be a small bell icon aside that. Please click that so that you can get notifications of my upcoming videos. Thank you.